Hi everybody, it's Leslie here. I know there's nobody out there yet, but I'm going to edit this and upload it later so anyone who's not here for the live stream can come back and watch it. So I'm just going to get on with it and hopefully somebody will, join as I'm going along. So here I am. I've got a craft fair on Sunday and I'm selling a load of stuff that my late mother-in-law made because we always used to run craft fairs together, and my father-in-law's asked that we start selling some of her stuff. And I thought, because we're doing it for charity, I would add in all of the spinning puzzle cards, especially the Christmas cards that I've made so far this year. And if I don't sell them, it doesn't matter. I'll send them out to friends and family myself, I'm sure, but I can always make more for my own friends and family. So I thought I'd have a go at selling these, and all the money, if you're interested, is going to go to it's Thames Valley Hospice, which uses Macmillan nurses. So it's Macmillan nurses. So if you're in the UK, you'll know that they're the cancer nurses. So they're all going to go out to people, and yeah, hopefully we'll add some money to the pot. So I thought I'd come on and show you all the cards that I'm going to take. I need to sort out what needs envelopes. I need to stamp the insides. But before I do all that, I thought I'd show all of the Christmas spinning puzzle cards, because there's been so many. I didn't realise I'd made quite this. These really are mounds, some of these. There's loads in these piles. So I thought I'd show you all the ones I've made and see all the different shapes and all in one place so that you can come back and look at them all in one spot. So I thought we'd start with these ones. These were the basic circle ones. So this is just using pattern paper. The whole thing spins. And I made my own bauble topper. I'm a bit rubbish at cutting things out. But this is on the card blank and it stands up. So you can pop the back off the card blank. And it's just some lovely pattern paper that I used up with just a sentiment in the middle. And it was just showing a basic way that you can make a spinning puzzle card with pattern paper and make it into a bauble shape. This one was similar, but I added it onto a card rather than it being a shaped card. Again, it was just using some pattern paper and a die cut word in the middle. I hid the brad on one and didn't on the other. So these are all in past videos, and I'm just checking as I go along it. I need to stamp something on the inside and on the back of all of these, which is why I was pulling them all out. And then I did a load that you could use, lost my words. These ones made lovely wreaths. So these were stamps from Creative Stamping, but if you've got any sort of wreath stamp, these worked really well to make puzzles, and they're really quite tricky. I know what I'm going for. And yeah, they're not the easiest of puzzles. So wreath, anything that you've got that's got a wreath stamped on it, they make really good puzzles as well. Or die cut. Oh, there we go. It's there. And then, so again, this is on a card blank. I might stiffen the backs of these if I'm going to sell them. So it's not the heaviest card that I use. So yeah, so that stands up. But you can see that was two different like corner stamps that I just used to make a wreath. So they work really well. And then I think some of my favourites, these were done with repeat stamping of lots of just silhouette stamps. So again, this one's on a card blank and I did it on a 6x6 piece of pattern paper, which I inked, and then I just did silhouette stamping over the top. And yeah, again, this is they do make for really hard puzzles actually. The silhouette ones, there's always some of my favourites. So these are all in my Christmas card section and my spinning puzzle cards, and they've all got Christmas in the title. Hopefully they'll all be linked in the description, so you can go back and find the videos where I made all of these in case you're interested in exactly what I was using and how I did these. So these were just with repeat stamping of lots of foliage. And I'm going to be forever sitting and doing all these puzzles, aren't I? to work out where they all land. There we are. There. It goes there, there. I think that's close to being right. Close to being complete. There must be something out because the Happy Christmas was definitely straight on it. So one of the layers is not right. But which one? I think it's this one. Yeah, it's that one. So there we go. That one. Yeah, inking. So basically, if you like colouring, you can colour. If you like pattern paper, there's pattern papers. If you like just doing inky backgrounds, silhouette stamps over the top, make fantastic spinning puzzle cards. This one was just showing that you don't actually need to keep it circular. So this was done on a piece of pattern paper. So it's pattern paper in the background, and then all these poinsettias, or poinsettias, depends how you pronounce it, I know. They're all die cut. So these are stamps by Chloe Poinsettias, which I used, what's it called? Cosmic Shimmer Pixie Bursts on. And they were a mixture of stamps and die cuts that I'd inked through. So these all came out beautifully. And then I just went round and stuck them down onto a circle to make my own, it's like a poinsettia wreath, isn't it? So again, if you love whatever it is you love, you can generally make something out of them to make into a spinning puzzle card. So there we go. Which way did we do it? I think I did this as a side open, although because my outer ring spins, it could be either, but I think I'd intended it to open that way for this one. So yeah, so that's just die cuts that I'd got inky and embossing and pixie bursts on. And then, yeah, I stuck them all down to one circle and then die cut the whole lot in one go. So again, if you want to see how I made that one's linked somewhere in the description. And this has got to be one of my favourite styles. If you've got anything, if you like a shaker card, it kind of makes sense to make a snow globe. So the bottom piece here, that was actually cut out of it's like a banner. So it's intended to be a circular banner die cut. And all I did to make the base of my snow globe was cut it in some patterned paper and then offset it down a bit and did another one offset up a little bit to make the base, and then I just stamped on it. But so basically anything that you've got that you can make a snow globe, you could obviously make a smaller snow globe in the middle, and I just did black and white stamping around the outside. And I know this one's really hard, so this one's actually only 3 layers. So it's the outer ring spins, and then it's got 2 inner rings that spin. But because I deliberately slightly offset the snowflakes and the stars, it actually makes it quite a hard puzzle even with the 3 rings. But it kind of makes sense to have a snow globe that doesn't just shake. You can spin it upside down. So again, that one's linked where you can show you how you make it. And then just to show, if you don't have bigger dies, you can always go teeny tiny. If you've got teeny tiny nesting die cuts, this is a stamp set that, again, I think it was a Creative Stamping magazine. It was definitely on a magazine. It might not have been Creative Stamping. I can't remember. But this one is so cute. It's tiny. So this is on a 4-inch square card. And I actually stamped on a 4-inch square panel and then just cut the whole panel out. So, and then stuck that down onto my background. So other than hiding the brad in the middle, there's actually not a huge amount of dimension to this. So it's tiny and it makes a lovely little spinning puzzle. And again, it's just black and white silhouettes. And I did I stamped some silver snow in the background. But that was actually really quick to make. So little tiny ones. And again, these ones are actually a die set that I did. And if I made this again, I don't think I'd put all the texture in the background. I'd do something like this with an inked background. I think it got a bit too much really on this one, but it still works beautifully. It's a bit fiddlier because it's little, but it makes, still makes a nice little puzzle. So this is one die set that had 3 different insides. So there's one snow globe, and then the little scenes are like a layered scene set. So this one makes a little house scene. If I can remember what the picture is, it makes it easier, but hopefully your recipient can work out that these spin and it's a little puzzle. And I've no nails at the moment. I apologise if my hands and my nails look a bit of a mess. I planted 20 bay trees on Monday last week and broke all of my nails. And I've been in my father-in-law's loft spaces this morning, pulling out all the boxes of goodies that we're going to take to the fair at the weekend. So my nails are short and probably filthy. So I apologise for that. Now I've said it, I can't stop seeing that I had got a really dirty nail. So that's because I've been crawling around in roof spaces and I've no nails left from planting 20 little copper, what were they? Copper beeches that I planted in our front garden to make a new hedge from where we took some trees down. So we've taken trees down, but we've put more back up. So yeah, that was 3 on one card and then 3 little scenes. So again, if you've got die cuts, works brilliantly. Snow globes work brilliantly. Anything of that sort. Wreaths, making your own. So these were all stamped from different shaped things, but they were all circle ones. But baubles, wreaths, snow globes with the ideas on those ones. So that's all circular ones. And I did do a video on batch making. So I'd made all these backgrounds with stencil pastes, and I did a quick video showing how you would, if you wanted to batch make, how that would work. So these are just another variation. Snowflakes work really well because they're complicated images, so they work really well. And those 3 are all off one stencil and this is off another stencil, but again, they work same way. And because these ones are all circles, you don't see all these hidden layers, so they're a great way to use up all the bits and pieces in your stash of, card that you've made a mess on, whatever it is. You can't see anything in the layers. And then we get to the interesting ones where you can see things in the layers. So actually I made this one on a live stream. So this is a set of nesting flower dies, which I've had, I think they're one of the first sets of dies I ever got actually. And they're a really, really old set from Do Crafts, who are still going in the UK. So these were the black X-cut nesting dies, this set. And yeah, they make really fun. So that's the puzzle not solved. And I made this from scratch on a live stream. I didn't have anything cut down, or I didn't have any of my layers cut out. So I did the whole lot just to show that they look like you've spent hours and hours, but really they don't take that long. So that's the puzzle complete like that. So hopefully you can see that actually, no it isn't. I've got my outer one. We're in the wrong place because I can tell my poinsettia is upside down. Where there? Is it there or is it there? I think I had them there. I can see it now. There we go. So there we go. The poinsettia is right way up now. So if you've got nesting flower dies, poinsettias, again, seems to lend itself really nicely to that. And because I had loads of different poinsettias in my stash, I just had a play around and doing different colours in the layers. So on this one, I coloured the card with the ink that I'd stamped the images in. So again, I stamped my own wreath with, repeat stamping, and then I did a poinsettia in the middle. But I coloured each layer, so the outer layers matches the palest green, and then the next layer matches the darker green, the next layer matches the darker red that's in the poinsettias, and then there's a lighter red on the last 2 layers. Actually, you can barely see it hiding underneath that layer, but it just means that when the puzzle's out of place, you get fun colours showing through to match your stamping if that's what you've done. So I just did direct to paper with my ink pads to do that onto my hidden layers. And again, it really doesn't take all that long. So that was another poinsettia idea. And this one's basically the same, but I just left the layers the colour of my backing paper, so you can see the layers. That's what it looks like if you don't colour any of the layers in on that one. So those ones were all sort of poinsettia shapes. So we've had circles, poinsettias, and because they lend themselves to snowflakes, I did do a load of hexagons because it seems to work really well. And again, you can leave your layers in different colours. So I used up tons of scraps on these. All my layers underneath this are in a silver mirror, but it was scraps, bits that were scratched that you wouldn't want to use, things like that. So, and this one obviously has got a shaker in the middle. So although this isn't a snow globe, I've still done a nice shaker in the centre of this one. And again, was just various different snowflakes that I had in my stash, all randomly stamped and silver embossed on that one. This is similar idea, but this time it's die cut snowflakes. So I had a thin, it's like a pearlescent paper. So I just die cut a load out of thin pearlescent paper. I think I put double-sided stick on the back of these. So that was, you know, another idea that if you don't stamp but you love die cutting, you can do it as long as you can still die cut through your layers at the end. You can, you know, use whatever techniques you like. This one, I think this is one of the favourites I've done. So I had some black glitter card, which was from a pad I'd had in the pound shop that was mixed colours, and I'd used all the white glitter apart from offcuts, which is what I'd cut the snowflakes on this one out of. But I've never used all this amazing black glitter card, and I hope you can pick that up on the camera. I hope that my feed is showing it to you nicely. It's really hard to tell because there's such a delay on what I'm looking at and what, you know, hopefully you can see. But I loved the glitter on this. So that's a white glitter paper, all scraps, die cut, all sorts of, and I used some punches as well, and die cut snowflakes, all different snowflakes. And it is, as well as that, the black glitter just looks amazing in all those layers. And let me put it back. So that's what it looks like solved. So you can see all the completed snowflakes. But it does look, and this one's on a shaped card, so that stands like that. But yeah, all those, that black glitter just looks amazing on the black and white. And it's so simple. And like I say, I was just using up scraps. Really similar. This time I had one sheet of like a green glitter card, and I didn't have enough of it to do everything. So I just alternated. So I had white glitter and green glitter, and I just used up scraps. And some of the green glitter card, it had like a stain. I don't know if it had a ink pad dropped on it or, you know, glue or what. But again, it's just a fun way to incorporate all those bits and pieces that you've got. And the main image on this one is actually a tree. So it's like a tree, it's like a die cut tree made up of snowflakes. So hopefully if I get that sort of completed, you can see the tree shape, which is in the green glitter. And that's an old one from the works in the UK. But again, you can go really blingy with the glitter card on these ones. And I just kept my greeting hole in the centre. That's an X-cut greeting. I know that one. And yeah, this one's just, these are, again, hexagons. And I just found scraps in different blues. Or did I ink them? No, I inked it. I inked these ones to match. And this is a single large snowflake stamp, which was from, oh, the lovely Emily at Skull and Crossbuns. So this is a rubber stamp by Emily, who is Skull and Cross Buns. So she does lovely grey rubber stamps, all made in England, made down, she's near Exeter, so down in Devon. And I came across her because my husband used to go to raves with her in the 1990s, believe it or not. And they were still in contact, like, on old Facebook pages. So I know Emily through, oddly enough, through my husband. So yeah, so, and I've got it upside down. There we go, that way. So I just inked the layers on this one to match my ink fading into the centre, so the layers get lighter as we go into the centre. And that was just with an emboss resist technique. So again, whatever technique you like, if you can cut it up, you can make it into a spinning puzzle card. If you can still pass it through your die cut machine and it cut it. So this was, yeah, it was an emboss resist. I think I embossed all the snowflakes on and then inked over the top, and then inked my layers as I was going along to match the colours. And the circle in the middle is also one of Skull and Crossbuns circular. It says Merry Christmas on that one. So that's a single large snowflake stamp, stamped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And I made sure I offset it slightly so that you can find a way to do the puzzle and it's not too close to being solved in one direction. And then similarly, this again was just using silver in the layers. So this was, I think I stamped it in white pigment ink, or it might have been silver pigment ink. I can't actually remember now because I think I did some of these in July. So, but the same idea, it's just stamped randomly all over with different snowflakes onto hexagons so that I could cut it out, and it's just a die cut sentiment on the centre. So same idea, and then I think I sprayed it with water with Perfect Pearls in it, so the original Perfect Pearls. So I think that's all my hexagon ones. So that's all those ones. And then my last pile here, I've got 4 viewers, I think 3 viewers at the moment, something like that. This last one, if you want to drop a comment and I'll say hello to you. So my last section, this is, I think these are all star ones. So this is a lovely little gnome one, which I did a remake of, which I think is at the bottom of the pile somewhere. So again, I just coloured the layers in this because I love how with the stars, the layers show as well. So if you've got nesting star dies, you can do this. So this was coloured in alcohol markers, and I just coloured my layers to match my image. So that worked really well as well, so that when it isn't complete you can see all the different colours. So that's my little gnome, and I did something very similar. So this is stamps. I think it's a Crafters Companion one, but it came in, I think it was the 100th copy of Creative Stamping magazine, but I think it is a Crafters Companion stamp. But again, I just went with silver. So again, it's just coloured, die cut and assembled with a bit of pattern paper, just because I had pattern paper out on my desk. And again, it's on a shaped card. Cut the bottom off the card so it stands up, nicely. And I left this one without a greeting because I didn't think it needed one. I just thought it looked, simple, fairly classy as it is. But I will stamp something on the inside, which is why I got all these out, so that I could go through and stamp the backs and the insides. And then this one, I've got this in 2 different variants. Yeah, there we go. This one is stamps from Indigo Blue, and these ones, this big stamp I've had for years and years. Oh, and the greetings on here, they're from Skull and Crossbuns again. So this stamp, yeah, I've had this one for years, and it's a lovely stamp to fill a 5x7 card. But it just goes to show you don't need to put your spinning puzzle right in the middle of your card. You can offset it wherever it suits your design the best. And I did, that one's just in, I think that's a gold tinsel embossing powder. And this one's just literally stamped in black VersaFine onto craft card. And I put black in the layers on this one because I had some black scraps to use up. And again, it still looks really cool when the stars are mixed. And I actually think they're more obvious puzzles sometimes than the circular ones. Depends what the image is on the circle, whether it's really obvious that you need to do something to make the picture or not. But that was with the gold layers. That's with the black layers. And again, if you set up your dies in your stamps in a stamping platform, these become really quick to make because you can do just variants in the colours but, you know, keep repeat stamping on different, you know, cut all your panels to size, and then you just need to go back and die cut them all. And you can tell I loved stars. I've got loads of different star examples. So this one is actually a peel off sticker. So I found a load of gold peel off stickers. This one happened to have a nativity. It happened to have a star right at the centre of it. It didn't need to have the star at the centre, but I thought that star fits perfectly. Look how perfect a fit it was. It was just serendipitous, I think is the phrase. So that was just using literally a peel off sticker onto the front of a card, cut it out with my star dies, stuck my layers together, made my hole, and it was done. So again, it's still quite a simple classic Christmas card look to it as well. So, you know, it really didn't take long. Again, I just used up gold scraps in the layers because no one will notice if they're not perfect layers. And if you don't have peel-offs but you want a similar look, this one was just some silhouette stamps. Again, I think these were Crafters Companions. I think they came with the 100th edition of Creative Stamping magazine, which came with 2 huge stamp plates. So this was just, I think the background, I just cut it out with, I think it's a Time for Tea Designs one that does this nice wiggly line down the sides. So I just did some stamping, and I just used up scraps of blue cardstock in the background just for something a bit different. And I just had scraps literally out of my scraps box to make those. So again, nice little nativity scene style. And then this is the one that I only made this one a few weeks ago, and it was a redo, like I said, of that other one with the gnome on. So if you've got die cuts on this one, I was showing a way to make sure that they don't catch as much. So I die cut inlay the gnomes back into my paper so that they don't stick up and get caught. Whereas this one, it does get slightly caught because it's on top of the pattern paper, but I don't have a die for this. This is only a stamp. So it does ever so slightly, doesn't matter on the circles because obviously they're smooth, but on the star, you can probably see like this little bit keeps getting caught on the star, so it does get knocked around a little bit. So probably if you're doing a lot of dark die cutting on the stars, it's worth going and finding the video where I did this one. And if you've got a die for your image, you can inlay it rather than having it sticking up, because this was on really quite thick stamping card that I'd coloured with alcohol markers. So it is thick card. This still works. It's just some of the little bits get caught sometimes. So it is possible if you've not got the dies to carry on and make it work. But this is just sort of a little redo because the little gnomes or gonks, whatever you call them, are all really in fashion. Oh, that one's not a spinning puzzle card, but I made it at the same time. Just a simple version. And I think that's it. So we've done all the shapes. So I've done circles. These were all the circle ones. I did, plus the batch make circles. So that was all those ones. Then the poinsettias, and then all my different star designs and the hexagon designs. Yeah, so I've got to now pop off, stamp all the insides, stamp my handmade in Windsor stamp on the back, and these are all headed off, as I said, to Christmas Craft Fair. So if you are anywhere near me, I'm in Windsor in Berkshire. We're actually at Braywood Memorial Hall on Saturday of this week, from 1 till, I want to say 1 till 4 p.m, but it might be 1 till 5 p.m. I can't remember. It definitely starts at 1 o'clock. So we're in Braywood Memorial Hall, which is near Fifield. So if you are anywhere near me, that's where I will be selling these and hundreds of other beautiful items made by my late mother-in-law. And if you want more information about that, I will stick a link to my regular Handmade in Windsor Facebook page, but that's really for sort of live shows. So that's for if I actually do go and do a sale anywhere. So I will stick a link to that in anyway, but all the information about the other Christmas craft fairs and things that I'm doing, selling all these beautiful items, I'll pop it on there. So thanks for watching. Nobody asked anybody any questions. I will give it another couple of minutes if anybody's got any questions about these cards before I bag them all up and I can't pull them out and show you anything. Do let me know. All the links are in the description for all the videos that I made these in. It's quite a lot of videos, as I realised when I was making the description. I'm hoping that descriptions work. They should all be there. And I hopefully will get a chance to make something new and come back and show you some new things. I'm a bit busy sorting out things for this fair, so I might come on and do some tags and things that I'm stamping for the show at the weekend. So anyway, thanks for watching and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.